postcards just telling of the meeting. It's not a survey. We've already done that the last time around. So I don't think people's minds have changed any in what they want. There's one big mistake that I made last night, and I told you that we spent somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000. Actually, and I checked with CWC, that figure is 47 and change, so there's like $2,600 left. And because I see the vouchers when they come in, you know, 6,000 here, 4,000 there, 18,000 there. Before you know it, you got some real money spent. And so I apologize for that mistake, but that doesn't leave us a whole lot of money. In fact, that didn't count what they did last night. So I would kind of say there's not much left. I will try to go see if we can do some more up there and get some more money from CWC, but I doubt it, because that is the height of the grants, and there's other towns that are involved in this too with their towns. So we will work it out. We will work through it, and I'm sure you folks are here that want to comment maybe or whatever on that. This is your chance. Drew?
Somehow I managed to keep my mouth shut last night. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Drew Bogus, your planning board chairman. And there's some things that did not come out last night that I wanted to bring up so that at least it get out on the record. One of the things that was clear to me last night, some people had gotten hold of the public hearing meetings from October 2nd, made a lot of assumptions about what they read and miscommunication about what they thought they read. And it became clear to me that what occurred that morning with the charrettes, and I'll explain those in a minute, was not ever really made available. And that's why I called Will Augusta this morning to see what they actually had. And the other thing, I didn't take any personal notes that day about what happened. So from what Will's memory, about 30 people participated in the morning charrettes. And I'm guessing a lot of people don't know what a charrette is, so I'll explain what happened that morning. There was some introductory discussions. I think one of the people from Rudakoff asked people just generally, what's your vision for Olive? And my memory is there was a lot of silence in the room at that point because people really didn't have the words that they wanted to say, what's their vision. Ultimately, we broke into groups. Rudakoff and company had made up different topics for the groups to talk about. In each group, there was a person asked to be the note taker. In one group, I was asked to be the note taker. I believe, according to the minutes, Robert Selkowitz, Helen Chase, myself, Helene Grant were the note takers. So those, we all talked about those as a group at the end. We all got, I guess each group came up with their ideas about a particular topic, what they thought should be something in the plan. Okay, and then we kind of shared that as a group in the morning, broke for lunch. At that point, a number of people left, and then we had a public hearing in the afternoon to make that data become part of the public hearing, and then anyone else that wanted to say anything was free to say anything. So when you look in the public hearing, you see comments made by Robert, Helen, myself, and Helene. People interpreted that as what I said, what Helene said, whatever. And all we were doing was reporting to the town board in the official public hearing what that group of people had to say, what they saw as part of their vision of the town. So that's how some of the miscommunication got about what that was my vision, my personal vision. It was not. It was that group of people. And I'll try to keep this positive. But one of the things that really upsets me is a lot of the negativity is demeaning and degrading to the people that took their time that day to say what they thought should happen in this town. And they took they spent time and energy to put it together. So I just want to make it clear that that's kind of what happened that day. It was a good group. The other thing that didn't come out last night is a master plan, a comprehensive plan. It's a living document for the town. It is not, once it's approved, it is not cast in stone. It's intended to be a living document. The town is required by state law to review it every 5 years and update it. So it's essentially a long-term visioning thing to what does my town look like 20 years out? And if that's what you want it to look like, how do you get there in the process? That's what the whole idea of the thing is. So it's a living document. It's not, you can wind up with a different board, you can have a different vision, it can get changed, modified, or the town changes. And the other thing, last night, there was a lot of people that said things they didn't like in the current plan that was proposed. Some things that people said they did like. One of the things I did not hear in this room was anyone offering anything new to be added to the plan. Heard a lot of comments about things to be taken out, which is fine, because there's some things that need to be taken out. But I didn't hear anything new, like new topics that should be brought up or new ideas that should be brought up. So I encourage you, if you've got new ideas of what you see as your vision of town, send it to them so we can get it in there. I can tell you one thing that's not in the document, it should have been, it's an oversight, none of us saw, is there's no comment in there about housing. Housing.
Specifically affordable housing.
Affordable housing or whatever it is about housing that we like or don't like, okay? And the other thing I want to do is talk about the money. Bert kind of corrected one thing, and this gets to the process that was developed here. It was clear that the town board wanted to pursue getting a comprehensive plan. It's easy for a town to spend $200,000–300,000 to do that and take years getting it there. We don't have that kind of money. There was this grant capability at CWC, offered $50,000. Matt Rudokoff made it clear from the beginning that $50,000 is bare minimum if everything goes well. So the process that the town board worked out was done to try to get this process done in, I'll say, a reasonable amount of money. And $50,000 is not a lot of money in today's world when you're hiring consultants to get the job done. If you notice, a good 30 pages of that document is data, statistics, maps, etc. A lot of the time and energy goes into getting that data and collecting it. So I didn't realize, I knew a lot, I knew more than 15 and 20,000 had been spent. I was hoping it wasn't as much as Bert said, but you can see there's already a crunch because we're talking about revising it again, and that's going to take a bit of money. But hopefully the next time we get it, it'll be pretty much close to what people want. What else? I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to add, when you hear these numbers, 50,000, 20,000, whatever, that doesn't go to anybody here in the town of Olive. That's the two fellas that were sitting here and their backup crew that does it. It's their firm that bills CWC. And I think this is a good point to say that Drew Vargas does this on a volunteer basis. There's not too many meetings I go to that he's not there, and they're either with the police department or with the highway. So he's there where he should be. I know on weekends I bump into him here and there. I'm just going over to look, whatever it might be. And I think we should be proud to have him on our board. And I want to thank you for your help. And while I'm on this here thanking kick, it doesn't happen that often, but I would really like to see you folks come back more often. I mean, you came out on a rainy, miserable night. I expected to see Herbert Cookham.